Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast that has me as host because no one else will do it. Hi, welcome. I took last week off because, as a normal July tradition, I always take off the first week of July because the podcast was actually founded the second week of July and on the 11th. And so this whole week I have new episodes coming. I have 3 episodes coming out this week. And of course, Thomas Kramer will be on the 11th because he's the first guest I ever had. And I just figured, 2 years, I should have Thomas back for a second time. And so that's what I did. And you can look. So Monday will be this episode, which I'll get into in a little bit. And then Thursday will be Stubborn Son. And then Saturday, the 11th, will be Thomas Kramer. So everybody should go listen to those episodes. Because I got a lot of them. I got a lot of episodes. This is going to be a heavy month. And I love it. I love being in this crazy predicament where I have tons of episodes that need to come out. But let's get into today's guest. She was on the Entourage-a-thon recap, and I just had a great time chatting with her, reading her Twitter page. So I invited Caitlyn Kennedy back because she's super hilarious, and I wanted to learn more about her and get her on the show and just have her be cool and weird and awesome. So that's what happened. And actually, this is kind of a this is a 2-part episode, so it's gonna end on a cliffhanger. But don't be worried, the part 2 will come out later. But let's get into this episode, okay? So sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please.
Nothing. Just preparing myself to hopefully not screw this up too bad.
Why? See, I don't get, because I have lots of friends who I would say, hey, come on the podcast. Oh, I'm going to ruin it. What do you feel you're going to ruin or screw up?
I feel like people are just going to know I'm like a fraud. Like, okay. Oh, she's just trying too hard. That's all it is.
As long as you're yourself, I don't think anybody's gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
So stop trying so hard to be yourself. Jeez.
It's just that part of my brain that's like, they know, and like I don't even know what you guys would know, but like it's just it's that weird part of my brain that's clearly geared towards comedy.
Right. Nah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
It's funny because I just like talking with people and just doing stupid shit. So when my friends go, well, I won't have anything to talk about. It's like, well, we'll find something, and if not, we'll at least we'll say we had a good chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no pressure.
Oh, good. No pressure.
There we go. But the pressure's on.
But the pressure is on.
It is on, yeah. Well, I like to think I take most of that pressure.
Oh, God. I hope so. I can't handle pressure. I'm 4'11".
Oh, jeez. Well,
why is my voice doing that? Oh, my God.
What have you been doing this morning? Were you, like, smoking lots of ciggies or what?
I woke up at 1 o'clock. I had a stomach bug yesterday, so I've been like sleeping.
Gotcha. Now, I feel like we have to spend this episode figuring out how you got the stomach bug.
It was my roommate had it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's super easy. Super easy.
Gotcha. Well, okay. Well, that's the end of that episode.
Yep, we're done. Thanks,
We're done.
guys.
Yep. No problem.
That's it for me.
Right on. Well, so I've had the stomach bug once, and it was this. I ate meat at this weird, like hole in the wall kind of restaurant. But normally I don't get sick. Everyone else in my family gets sick except for myself, my sister, and my dad because I think we all have the Hernandez stomach not getting sick bug.
Hmm.
So we have stomachs of steel. That's what we say.
Well, I normally don't throw up. Like, I
Mhm.
don't ever throw up. So, like, it's just been really hard for me, and I hate throwing up. It's like a phobia.
Oh, okay.
So, it's just been my nightmare, like, wrapped into the past 24 hours.
A couple of fun drinking nights, and I don't mind throw up anymore. So I'm
I,
okay with it.
I can't do it. I can't see it. I can't. Uh, I hate it.
uh, well, see, I remember on I forget which birthday it was, but I think it was maybe my 24th. Me and my friends went out. And of course, I got super, super drunk. And
Hmm.
since it was
As you do.
yeah, of course, of course. Since it was my birthday, I had a shirt and tie on, and the tie, it's one of my favorites. It's a white, red whatever tie. And so we're going to the next bar, and I'm telling my buddy to slow down because I think he's going fast when really he's not. And that's when I go, oh, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna uke. So
Hmm.
we get to the bar, and I say, "Excuse me, I will be right back." And I tend to get more proper when I'm drunk, just because I don't want people to know how drunk I am.
Uh-huh.
And then I go to the bathroom, I do my business, and not once did I get anything on me. And then I just flushed the toilet, walked out, and was like, "I am good." And then I stopped drinking that night.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah. When once I hit that, that stage, that's when I'm like, I probably shouldn't drink anymore. I'm good.
This is becoming a problem.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'd rather have it out. If I need to, I'm just gonna.
Uh-huh.
But luckily, I don't really drink like that much. The last time I drank like that was a couple of years ago when I was in Madison, Wisconsin, visiting my friend, and we had this rule: we would go to every bar and just order anything that was special, whatever they had on special.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. And this was after we drank a fishbowl of something. I don't know what it was, but it was pretty big.
Did you just say a fishbowl?
Yeah,
What?
it's literally a fishbowl filled with alcohol. Like not a big.
My God.
Yeah, yeah. Well, most of it was ice, so I don't think it was that bad. Uh,
Yeah, I
but
don't know what most of the stuff is because I'm not 21 yet.
well, you'll get there.
I'll get there.
You'll get
I got a
yeah.
lot of catching up to do.
You're young. You have so many drunken nights ahead of you.
Oh God. Oh,
Uh, but the one thing that did me in that night was Crown Royal. I did a shot of that, and immediately it was just like, I will be right back.
my God.
So
What is Crown Royal? Is it like tequila? What is that?
Crown Royal is, I think it's rum.
Okay.
I'm now when it comes to what alcohol is, I'm not too sure because I usually
Okay.
just get Jack and Cokes, and
Okay.
that's whiskey.
Because I know tequila like really screws people up.
See, I don't mind tequila at all. And yeah, Crown Royal is whiskey.
Okay.
Tequila back in the day when before I was 21, that used to be my alcohol of choice, just because
Hmm.
I'm Mexican, so naturally everyone gives me tequila,
Okay.
and so I
So
remember
they're racists.
pretty much, all I wanted to drink was a Smirnoff Ice, people would give
Uh-huh.
me tequila, and I would just drink that.
Okay.
So I'm completely okay with the burn of it going down and all that. So, but I've since switched to whiskey a little bit.
Okay.
So it's the one thing that I do love, and this drink I've only found in Canada, is it's called pickled Caesar.
That just sounds gross to me.
It's like a Bloody Mary, but then you put a pickle in it.
That does not sound great.
It's
Can't
tomato.
you?
It's tomato juice.
I
What's
don't
wrong?
like I don't like tomato.
Oh, okay. Well, you're one of those weirdos.
One of those weirdest
Yeah.
tomatoes are
No,
disgusting.
they're not. Tomatoes
Oh,
are the best.
God. All right. This is just gonna be the whole episode is us just fighting about tomatoes.
This is tomato cast.
Terrible. It's awful.
What? Okay. What is it about tomatoes you don't like?
I can't get past like the gooey weird texture on the inside, but like I don't know, I can't do it. I can't. They don't smell good.
Mm-hmm.
They don't I feel like they just would feel weird in your mouth. I
Mm-hmm.
can't. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like any of it.
What foods do you like? What's your fave food?
Oh my God. Um, I don't know. I'm big on like just like normal like burgers, things like that. I'm
Burger.
really boring. I'm so picky. It's really terrible.
uh,
Like like I've turned down dates because I'm just like I won't be able to find anything I like, and then this person's gonna hate me.
that is for me as I'm not a okay. I'm a little bit of a picky eater,
Uh-huh.
but not terrible where I can't go to any place. But as a guy, it's nice because I can choose where I want to go eat on
Hmm.
a first date. So
Hmm.
for a lady, yeah, I would say that.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, no,
Like
I.
maybe another time in another place.
Well, why don't you just tell that guy, well, no, let's go here, X to this place.
Because like I wasn't really interested in the first place and it kind of
Gotcha.
man out.
Now,
Like,
is that guy listening to this right now?
God, I hope so. No. No. We're not even like Facebook friends.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. It'd
Um,
be really weird if he was listening to this right now though.
he's like, I need to know everything about her, so then I can ask her out again, and she'll say yes.
I have a stalker. It's great.
There we go. There we go. What? So we met each other at the Entourage-a-thon, the
Yes.
chat, and there's a podcast where everybody can go listen to that. And
Madness.
yeah, that madness. And I just enjoy your Twitter feed so much because I think you're really funny.
Thank you. That's so nice. I love it when people act because like I never think like people are reading what I'm putting out there. It's just me fueling my own nonsense.
Right.
So when I get like feedback or like people are like, "You're really funny," it just makes me feel like I'm like, all right, so people are paying attention.
Well,
It's just that weird feeling of like, whoa.
it's hard to be funny in 140 characters.
I know. I spend like there have been days where I'm just like, I can't tweet today because I don't feel funny. Or I'll just like tweet some nonsense about a show I'm watching.
Right, right. It's like one day I was like, "Hey, I have a Lou Bega joke," and that was about it. And do you know who Lou Bega is? I know you're young.
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
okay, yeah. So I have a Lou Bega joke that was probably 3 months ago,
Hmm.
and that was it. All my jokes require are like 5 minutes long, and there's
Elaborate setup and
there's
punch.
setup, there's a 3 act structure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't help it because I'm trained in that style. So
Yeah. Like
um
I don't
no, go ahead.
I don't okay. And a lot of my tweets that people think are funny is just me replying to people who are ridiculous. Like that was my whole shtick for a while.
Uh-huh.
So I just retweet crazy people.
That still is funny. There are a lot of crazy people out there, and unfortunately, they have the internet.
And then like I don't know. Recently, I just have not been on it. I don't think it's just been me tweeting about movies I'm watching, which is not great.
Silicon
I've lost
Valley.
followers. I lost followers.
It's okay.
No, I lost followers when I kept tweeting that I was watching Big Hero 6.
Why would do people just not like that movie?
No, people love that movie. I don't know why they unfollowed me.
I love
They're
Big
like,
Hero 6 so much. Fuck this girl for talking about it. I'm leaving.
I think people were just like, oh, this isn't funny.
Gotcha.
I think people thought it was just like joke, joke, joke. Like I don't do other things.
Gotcha.
And then people got mad at me when I said that you can't yell at Netflix every time a show gets canceled, and I lost a few followers there.
Really? Hey,
Yeah,
I don't know.
because people were really upset about Hannibal.
Which I was one of those people, yes.
I was like, you
And
can't yell at Netflix, guys.
well, I wasn't yelling at Netflix, but of course the thought in my mind was, oh, you know what? I wonder if Netflix could get this.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, angry. But I miss
Yeah.
Hannibal, even though it's still around. It's still here.
I wonder if that's gonna get picked up anywhere.
I don't. I think it's 50-50 if it will, but the showrunner who was doing it is on another
Yeah.
project now, so
Oh, okay.
it's unfortunate because I'm not even a huge Hannibal Lecter fan,
Yeah.
but I just love the show Hannibal,
Yeah.
and I've stuck with it, and it does make me want to go watch the movies.
See, I'm behind on the show
Mm-hmm.
because when I moved out to LA, I didn't have cable.
Mm.
I still don't have cable. So it was really hard to keep up with shows. And some of the Hannibal episodes I couldn't find online.
Mm.
So I didn't want to watch some episodes but then not watch the other ones because it's a serial show where you have to pay attention to what's going on in every episode in order to understand what's going on in the present episode. So it was just kind of like this thing of like, well, guess I'm not watching this one for a while.
Yeah, I know what you mean. When I moved to Chicago last year, I didn't have cable for that entire year, but I subscribed to Hulu,
Mm,
and so I was able to keep up on the important shows like Arrow.
yeah. I'm gonna have to get Hulu though because the Mindy Project's moving to Hulu. So I'm gonna have to get Hulu.
Why do you like the Mindy Project?
I I idolize Mindy Kaling. I
Mm.
love her. I think I think it really says something about, you know, I, she she's doing something that I want to do.
Mm-hmm. She's
She's her own boss, she's writing, she's the creator, she's the star, she does it all.
mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think seeing someone and having it be a woman doing that it just kind of resonates a lot with me. And the show's good. It's
Gotcha.
funny.
I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of Mindy Kaling, even when she was in The Office.
Hmm.
And then I saw the first episode, the pilot, and I was just, oh, okay. And then I was just never able to watch the show again.
Okay.
Now
See, and
that's on me though.
yeah,
That's on me because I know I don't like to judge the show by the pilot because pilots are always rough.
yeah. Pilots are either great or they have a lot they still need to work out,
Mm-hmm.
and it all just depends.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then since that show's been going on, I've been becoming a fan of Ike Barinholtz.
Oh my God, Ike is so great.
I tore through any sort of podcast he was on, just because I think he's a funny guy, and so
He's so funny. He's in the new Suicide. He's in the Suicide Squad
yeah,
movie. How
he's gonna be
crazy is that?
Hugo Strange, which is weird, but it's cool because Hugo Strange is a weird guy. But yeah, no, he and also I haven't seen the last couple of seasons of what's that show? Eastbound and Down, which I
I
know he's on that show.
My dad got me to watch the first few episodes of Eastbound and Down, and I never got around to finishing it. But I
Uh,
do have HBO Go now, so maybe I could do that. Oh, I need to watch that show because I've heard nothing but good things about it.
yeah.
but like I just haven't gotten around to it,
Uh-huh.
unfortunately. But I gotta watch that show.
Well, it's the same with True Detective. I need to. I
Can't I
everyone's
can't
no.
do detective. I can't do it.
I can. I am a huge. I mean, I like my fair share of dramas, but I just
Mhm.
haven't sat down and just like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate 13 hours on this show.
Yeah. I
I and it's a bummer show, right?
That's what I've heard. But
Eh,
like I think my biggest problem is like, okay, season one, that's cool. I can't stand Vince Vaughn for some reason.
oh
So I
no.
couldn't do season two. I couldn't do it.
You see, I like Vince Vaughn. I have no problem with him. I love the way he talks really fast.
I don't
That's about it.
look, as an actor, maybe he's great, but as a comedic actor, I
Mhm.
can't do it with the movies he's in. I don't find myself laughing.
You mean you didn't enjoy Fred Claus?
No, I didn't enjoy Fred Claus. I wanted to kill myself.
You mean you didn't enjoy a couple's vacation, whatever it is?
Couples retreat.
You mean to tell me you didn't enjoy couple's retreat?
Oh God, what a nightmare.
You mean to tell me you didn't
Are we just
enjoy
gonna
no.
go through Vince Vaughn's filmography now? Is
Of
that what's
course. Well, I'm trying to do it all through my head.
happening?
I can't think of the one. Oh, the dilemma. Are you mean to tell me you didn't enjoy the dilemma?
You know what I did like? I did like the breakup because I like Jennifer Aniston.
Who doesn't? She is a beautiful
she
woman with a heart of
she
gold.
she is ridiculous in person. She is like the most beautiful person you will ever lay eyes on.
Mm,
I've seen her in person, I think twice while I was working,
mm.
and it was something else. I was like, oh, Rachel. I
Well,
just immediately, well, she was with Courtney Cox, so I just immediately
oh, okay.
friends. It was like there's a reunion happening in the lobby of my work.
Because you worked at a movie theater at the Grove or whatever.
I worked at the
The
ArcLight.
ArcLight. Okay.
Yeah, right on Sunset.
Okay. I
It's it's pretty. There's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of celebrities there
yeah.
all the time.
See, I've never been to LA. Or I don't know any of the geography of the
Mhm.
city or anything like that. But how many celebrity sightings did you see, and did you at any point stop what you were doing just to stare?
I this all ties back into us talking about Silicon Valley
Oh,
last
here we
night.
go. Here we
But
go.
I pretty much I was ringing people up at concessions when it was like my I'd been there like a month and a half at this point,
Hmm.
and there was nobody coming in. It was kind of like a slow night, and someone walks up to my register, and I was staring at the computer, and I look up, and it's Thomas Middleditch.
Oh, nice.
So I kind of like, all right, Caitlin, just be cool for like a minute.
Uh-huh.
So, so I gather everything. I think he was with someone I would presume was his dad,
Hmm.
and and previously I had been at one of his UCB shows that he did with Ben Schwartz,
Hmm.
and so I was like, oh, by the way, I was at that UCB show. That was really fun. I hope you guys do it again. And we had this like nice little conversation. It was really nice. He's a really cool guy.
I just whenever I see him, I always think of a movie he did called Splinter Heads. That was the first thing I ever saw with him, and he's not even funny in that one. It's more of a drama.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And so you tell me, oh yeah, the guy from Splinterheads has a huge career. I'd be like, no way. But he killed it in Splinterheads. Nothing against that movie. So if I was in your position, I would always look at the actor and try to reference their most obscure movie. Like if John Lee
See, and
Leguizamo,
that's why I brought up the UCB show. I didn't want to immediately just go into Silicon Valley. I wanted
right?
him to know, like, I know who you are.
Yeah,
Like, this is not me saying I only know you from that thing that's on TV.
yeah, right.
It was me being like, no, I actually like what you do.
I liked Fun Size.
Oh God.
which I do like that movie. I'm just saying. I'm just laying
I've
that out there.
never seen it. I've never
It's
seen it.
it's such a it's an adult movie geared for teenagers. It you should watch it.
I
If
will.
you like Middle Ditch, it's and Ricky Lindholm is in it, and
Oh, okay.
bunch of other people. Johnny Knoxville.
That's a weird way to round out the cast.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Johnny Knoxville killed it in The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'll take your word for
I'm a
it.
huge movie buff. If you haven't noticed, I watch lots of movies and know obscure things about movies.
I I also at work. This is such an embarrassing story because I was so uncool that
Let's hear
it's
it. I'm always
ridiculous.
uncool.
All right. So I have a huge crush on Zach Woods. I think he's so
Hmm.
funny. He's great. I really, really like that guy. He's really nice too. But okay, I was I was doing a job called greeting, and at the ArcLight we did this thing where, before a movie starts, we don't have commercials. We just have like three trailers for upcoming movies. So they
Hmm.
only last about 10 minutes. So in order for that to happen, we have to go into the theaters and, turn off your phones, don't talk. I'll be standing to the side to make sure everything is, up to our normal standard, things like that. We kind of have to do like this disclaimer at the beginning. So I was doing that and I was standing by the ticket taker and I wasn't looking at the stairs,
Hmm.
but like my friend was looking and we were having a conversation and down from the stairs I see this person coming down. Didn't
This
see the face yet. I
this
was like,
ghostly person of a man.
yeah. And then like as soon as you can see his face, I just tensed up. I got so tense. I was like, what is happening right now? So my friend scans his ticket. I'm like deer in headlights right now. I don't make eye contact.
Hmm.
I'm staring at my friend as she is like taking his ticket, and he walks over to concessions and she's like, "What's wrong with you right now?" I was like, "You don't understand." She's like, should I know who that is?" I was like, "Probably not, but like I do."
Uh-huh.
And and I get very paranoid. I'm like, "Oh my God, he can hear me. He can hear me." So
Right.
there was, okay, the ticket taker stand was like this like cabinet thing, and then there was a trash can. I hid in between the trash can and the ticket taker stand and slid down the wall so nobody could see me. And that is my story, my one story of meeting or almost meeting Zach Woods.
that that's
I
hilarious.
she was like, "You're being the least cool person in the world right now." I'm like, "Thanks."
uh I see. I'm not around celebrities all that much. I just chat with them, so
And I don't
I
normally lose my cool like that. Like I don't do that ever. Like I've been in the presence of like Kanye West. Like
huh.
I don't normally lose my cool like that. That was just a very weird lapse in my judgment of like, hey, you maybe need to calm down a little bit.
The only time I was freaking out was I was next to a Neil Diamond impersonator. Not even the real Neil Diamond. It was an impersonator, and I was freaking out. I'm not even a huge Neil Diamond fan. I just like some of his songs.
But like other than that, like I never really freaked out about celebrities because I was an event coordinator there, so I had to kind of keep my professional face on most of the time.
Right.
Otherwise, I would have been pulled off events because you can't do events if you can't keep your calm around talent. So it was kind of like this thing of like you have to be cool or you're
Right.
not going to be able to get to do this job anymore. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. No, I hear it's always surprising to see celebrities out in the open, and then you see how short or tall they are.
yeah, it was jarring at first to see celebrities.
Hmm.
But then like it just became the norm. Like I rang James Franco up once. It was like no big deal. It kind of just becomes the norm when you're working around it every day.
Right, yeah.
Although, like when I was out of uniform, it was a completely different story because I was allowed to be a little bit crazier. So like I would get out of uniform and just like hang out at work. And, like see if people would come in, like go see movies and be like, hey, is anybody cool here? And one time I was on the clock and oh my God, I am blanking on his name.
What movie was he in?
Hold on. I'm about to hold on. Hold on.
I'm not holding on.
No, because like
I'm not gonna
it's
do it.
gonna be really stupid if I find when I figure out what his name actually is. I just cannot for the life of me remember it. Oh, Ken Marino.
Ken
Ken
Marino,
Marino.
yeah. Okay.
So Ken Marino, Joe Latrulio,
Oh, snap.
they were all hanging out in the cafe, or not the cafe, the coffee bar area
Mhm.
of my work. And I saw them when I was in uniform and I was about to get off the clock. So I ran, like I made a mad dash for the door so I could go get changed and I could go talk to them. But unfortunately, they were already in their movie
Damn.
whenever I was finished changing. Because I'm not allowed. I wasn't allowed to talk to people in uniform.
Is that a rule that they have?
It's a policy because you're supposed to. You're not supposed. You can acknowledge it, but it has to be. You can't draw attention to it
Okay, so I
because
can't be like, hey, look, Ken Marino is here.
yeah, like I couldn't.
Dotson, we got Dotson, everybody.
Like it was kind of like we want to kind of be a place for these people where they don't have to worry about getting bombarded by the employees.
Right, right. Okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is again, it was probably good for me in hindsight because I learned how to kind of keep calm, unless you're Zach Woods, apparently.
Unless you're a tall, ghostly man.
Oh God.
What got you liking comedy?
Oh God. um it was a combination of things. My dad was always really into comedy, but then like I kind of went off on my own and there was a lot of days spent home from school watching Comedy Central like present stand-up
Oh
special.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And for some reason I just like I ate it up. And then I started discovering people like Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God. It kind of like blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I learned about Second City. And it was kind of just like this gradual learning process for me where I learned about like Second City. And then I kind of learned what like improv and sketch were. Because I started out just watching stand up.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh my God, there's so many different facets of comedy that you can be into or that you can do. And so I, from like a really young age, I wanted to do it. Like I had like planned on going to Second City in Chicago when I was younger, but like that didn't pan out. But it's not a big deal. I'm in LA now. I did improv in Philly. It was a really great experience, taking classes there. But yeah, it was just kind of like a gradual thing where it just ended up consuming me.
Gotcha. There's nothing. Nobody doesn't like the funny person.
Right.
Yeah, unless you're not funny, that's when everyone turns.
Or unless you want to be the funny person and this other person is the funny person.
Right. Yeah. And then you tried it too hard, and then you're not yourself. That's when people don't like.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
That's when they're like, "All right, calm down."
I was excited to move to Chicago because I wanted to go to all these improv shows and see everything stand up. I just wanted to take it all in, and then I spent my entire year there just trying to keep a roof over my head.
Oh my God.
So
yeah,
that was a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah, that's what's nice about being out here in LA is there's so many different places so close to each other, and I kind of live in like the center of the action.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like they do free shows, they do $5 shows. Like you're not emptying out your pockets to go to the UCB to see a good improv show.
Mhm.
So it's a really nice situation where I don't have to, the only thing I did have to worry about was my work schedule. But
Right.
that's if that's the most of my issues, then I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're so young. So young.
Uh I'm so young, yeah.
Yeah.
People are surprised.
Why do they think you're older?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I
That
always get older.
that's great. Everybody thinks I'm in my 40s, so don't worry about it.
I don't know if that is that bad. That's probably not great, right?
Well, when you're 27, yeah, it's I look older than most people, so it's like, I guess, I don't know. Whatever. It's I have a beard too, so that's why everybody just assumes that I'm an old guy.
Oh, okay. It's the facial hair?
Yeah. Because once I just did this randomly earlier this year. I shaved my facial hair, so I was baby face, and
Okay.
everybody said, "Oh my gosh, you look 23." I was like, "Oh well, thanks."
That's funny.
It's all good. I live with it. I'm okay.
Does facial hair really age you that much?
I don't know. I guess it does. I don't even have gray or anything, but people
Mhm.
just think I'm older than I really am.
Okay.
It's fun going out with on the town or doing anything with my sister because she's older than me by 5 years,
Uh-huh.
but I look like the older brother, so I call her little sis, and she gets pissed off.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't like that. All of my brothers are gonna be taller than me,
Yeah.
so it's just gonna be like, well, I'm the I'm the older little sister
Nah.
or the little older sister. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Nah. Well, anyway.